Hello,
Hey,
Adi. Nice to meet
hey.
you. Give us a little introduction of who you are, where you are right now.
Okay. Hi, Russ. I'm Aditya Kumar Jha. You can call me Adi, and I'm a rising senior in high school. I'm originally from Mumbai, India, and right now I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, doing research at Harvard Medical School as a part of the Research Science Institute RSI program from the last 5 weeks. Some stuff about me. My academic interests mainly lie in computational biology, which is a field that combines deep learning and the upcoming AI models and AI technology with conventional knowledge in biology, ranging from anywhere in analyzing genetic data to medical imaging, and then combines the knowledge of both of those to analyze data in ways that humans cannot do by seeing and finding subtle expressions and subtle patterns that's just not visible to the human eye. And I'm specifically working at that intersection. My most recent work and my current work at RSI is analyzing cuff audio data and combining that with the clinical data of over 1,000 patients to identify how I can detect tuberculosis. My previous work has also been in this domain, specifically on how we can detect cancer in early stages, because in my opinion, prevention is better than cure. And it has always been my motive to use techniques of deep learning and AI to solve these problems. Apart from this, I am also interested in looking into business long term, which has been an interest of mine in the past few years. So I might look into how I can combine my current interest and my interest in biology when I go into college. Uh, as far as my non-academic interests are concerned, I am an avid footballer. I play football semi-professionally for my high school and my state, and I also love to sing and I love to draw. Those are some of my leisure activities. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Adi. I'm happy to be here. The first time I met you was actually just recently as I was reviewing some of the YouTubes about Future Port Youth. Tell me how you first found out about Future Port Youth.
Okay. So last summer I was at another summer program. It was called Science Internship Program in California, actually, the place you're from. And there I was just looking through upcoming conferences because I feel like conferences in general are a very great place to just hear people talk about their journeys and what they've done so far. And then I randomly came across Future Port Youth on the Moonshot website, which is I think one of their partner programs, and I found out that they have a student program for high school students where you can submit your projects, and that's when I submitted my project. Their application is really really put on together. You just have to submit a 500 word abstract or something like that, which is really nice so that you can just summarize your whole project in one go. And when I got the top three award, it was a really great experience for me because personally I had never been to a tech conference before, so it was going to be my first experience at a conference, and that too as a student speaker, being a top three awardee. And I think Future Port Youth has been one of my best academic experiences. I'm not even exaggerating because the people that I met there are just amazing. I'm still in touch with a lot of them. Specifically Stephen Ibaraki, Samay Lakhani, Katie, who is one of the organizing members, and they've all been so helpful. I think Samay has put me on a lot of great stuff. He has helped me review applications for upcoming summer programs, colleges. Stephen has given me so many opportunities, connecting me to people in the biotech industry, connecting me to people in the Bay Area, working on upcoming startups. And even not even if you don't take just these people, just the venue, the people, the whole event was just mesmerizing for me. And Prague in itself is so beautiful. You just add on to that. It was a memorable experience for me. I can never forget that.
Wow. If I'm out there listening, I'm sold. If I'm a high school student or even a college student, I'm like, Adi did it. He was a first time and he made it, right? You were a first time and you made the connections. You were a first time and you had this content amplification that allowed you to go from not zero, because you're already, as you mentioned, by your history and your interest, you're already deeply interested in it. Can you
Yeah.
give me a story? And one more thing, Adi, when you said, and it just gave me the chills, when people talk about their journey, we learn. And that's human beings, we do that. So we've got you on because we want to hear about your journey. When you walked into and or listened to any of the content, and whether you're online or you're in person, you're going to get that content. Tell me one of those critical moments you're like, wow, oh,
Okay. So first I'll talk about a little bit about my journey. So well, in when I entered high school, I was just a football player. Like I just played for my high school team and I had like decent grades. And then I saw a lot of students at my school getting into STEM specifically, like doing a lot of STEM projects. So that was I think, and then when I tried to like get into this specific field, I was often put down, saying that like it's not for you and stuff, because I was like mainly considered as an athletic person and just like doing football and just studying and like yeah, you get my point. So it kind of like hit me that why can I do it? And that's how I got into it. And I like since middle school, I already had like a specific, instance in the back of my head. My grandmother passed away due to esophageal cancer metastasis when I was, I think, 10 years old. So I always had that kind of like a backstory inside of me, but I never really worked on it. And that's how I started my journey. In freshman year, I developed a $2 paper-based strip, the same project that won last year at Future Court Youth, that could detect any liver disorder in 15 minutes using just 5 drops of your urine samples. So that was really amazing because it just costed $2, so it's like pretty much affordable by a lot of people around the world, and it makes diagnostics, like accurate diagnostics, more affordable and more more accessible to more people. And it does not create any types of disparities. And that's been my number one goal in whatever projects I do. And after that, I think I just went on and on in the same field. Then I developed a project for detecting cancer metastasis, which is the same uh, disease that affected my grandmother, which is basically when cancer spreads throughout your body if you leave it untreated, or it develops like resistance to the treatments that you're getting. So I developed a software that could detect metastasis in stage one of the cancer itself, just using the biopsy images. So that was pretty interesting as well. And I presented this project at ISEF a couple of months ago in in Columbus, Ohio. So that was a really great experience as well. And the one moment that like really you can say motivated me or like just brought a spark in me was probably at Future Port Youth itself. Like it was like a collection of a lot of experiences. For example, when I heard Samay, who's like I think he's gonna be a junior at Columbia now, talk about how he started like doing projects in CS and just started really early on just because he had an interest in it, and then he just keep on and then he just like kept on building upon it, and then he never like looked back. That was something that I really loved because in my life what I felt is like I often doubted myself a lot of times, like if I'm good enough at this or not, because I had to change my fields a lot. Like in my freshman year I did wet lab research, which means I worked in labs, I worked with chemicals and stuff. Then in sophomore and junior year I basically switched to completely computational projects. So it was a really new thing for me. But after attending the conference last year, I feel like if you are passionate about something enough, you don't really need to doubt yourself. You just need to keep going on. And then another person who really motivated me was Stephen. Stephen has been in the industry for more than twice my lifetime, which is like almost like more than 40 years or something like that. And like just seeing his consistency and like just like how long he has been in this industry and he's still so motivated and still so driven to, help people, to talk to people. It was just really nice. And I think he's one of the most humble people I've ever met. He's so down to earth. He helps you in the best way he can. So these are some of the values that I took from Future Court Youth last year. So yeah.
wow. So to summarize some of the elements, Stephen, so these ideas that you can meet and you have met people. Do you call yourself exceptional when it comes to networking, or do you just like, hey, I met that person, I'm going to reach out to them? Like, give me a little background on like how and why you do that and why others seem like can be just like you.
Uh, I think at networking, it's not about calling I think I'm pretty good at networking because it's more about how you present yourself to people and how you talk to people. And it's a skill that you can't learn in one day. Like you have to have like some time. Like if you had asked me this the same thing in freshman year, I probably would have like stuttered. I couldn't have done this interview without having like a heartbeat of 120 and like taking multiple breaths. So obviously it takes a little bit of time, but I think the most important part of like why you should network is like you can just get like a lot of opportunities open to you. So it's really important to network as well. The same thing happened with the people I met at Futureport. Even Katie connected me to you. So you see, that's how it works. Like people connect you to people. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Nice. I mean, it's interesting. I've known Katie for 7 years now, and one of the, I'll say, the key features of this human to human connection is it's our own amplification. Like
Yep.
we see in somebody something, or we have a request of somebody in a certain area. And you know what? We all feel nervous to some degree when we reach out, but what the
Yep.
opportunity is in that, I mean, you said you're at Harvard right now. That's because of a connection that you created at Futureport Youth. Am I incorrect?
Uh, I think, yes, like not directly, but indirectly, yes, because uh, um, Alvin Wong Greeland, who is another speaker, I reached out to him in around February because I wanted to spend my summer really well. So, and because he has good connections at MIT, so he forwarded my request to a couple of his colleagues at MIT, and the program that I'm at right now is RSI MIT. So it's kind of affiliated with MIT. So I'm not sure if that actually worked out, but maybe some of his colleagues were involved with RSI, maybe
Yeah.
not, but I think it's really, and also Samay helped me review my application, my essays. So that also helped me a lot. So yes, you can say that.
Nice. It's interesting when we hear other people's journeys and we think usually our self-doubt kicks in and says, oh, that can't be me. But you've given so many different angles of why it can be any number of people from around the world. It doesn't matter, honestly, where you are. It matters, one, your intention. It matters also your desire. There needs to be a passion there. But even, what would you say to, again, a group of classmates in any part of the world where they look at each other and one of them says, hey, I heard of this Future Port Youth? What would you say to that or the rest of the class on the opportunities that they would miss by not attending?
Okay. The first and foremost thing that they would miss is experiencing the beautiful city of Prague, because Future Port Youth is kind enough to sponsor everything from top to bottom. I think that's the same case this year as well. So they would miss the opportunity to visit the beautiful city of Prague. Uh, Apart from the academic endeavors that you're gonna look at in the future, it's also important to look at the history, the architecture, and you know just the just the beauty of that place. And I think Prague was like a new experience for me because I'd never been in Europe before, so it was like a really great experience for me, just looking at some new architecture and some new history and exposing myself to something new. The second thing that they would miss is obviously just the opportunity to meet so many cool people of their age, because they're gonna be the other top three winners as well. And the other two people who are gonna win along with you are gonna be as amazing as you or maybe better than you. Personally, I feel the other two people who won along with me last year were so much better, and I learned so much from them. I'm still in touch with one of them who is from India, and like she was on the Team India to ISAP, which is the world's biggest science fair. So I know her personally. I'm still in touch. So it's a really nice experience to learn from each other and just push yourselves to be better. And another thing that you would miss is just building connections. I think that's the whole point of it. Like you'll meet people, you'll talk to them, you find something that interests both of you, and you just connect over something mutual, and that helps you in the long run. And you feel like, oh, I remember Katie. She might know someone who can hook me up with someone at Johns Hopkins, because I remember her brother is at Johns Hopkins and he does something related to medical stuff. So, that's how you do it. And like, I think that's the most important thing that people would miss if they, don't attend future court or don't like apply. So first and foremost, apply. Just take your shot. I think that's the most important thing.
Nice. I heard one of your statements was, you know what, get self-doubt, recognize it, talk to it, and then move beyond it, right?
Yeah.
And find the people that help you move beyond. I heard that, Stephen is an incredibly humble person, but he's also motivated. And so get infected by other people's motivation. I know that as the content driver for the digital, as in virtual part of Futureport Youth this year, is we will give you some snapshots of Prague, because Prague, or Praha as they say, is an incredibly beautiful city. I'm actually
Yeah.
part Czech. That's part of my
Oh,
genetic
nice.
background. And I've been there many times. I will be there in person for Future Port Youth, hosting the hopefully thousands of people that will be joining virtually. Second, this idea, we're going to create not only the content, but we're going to get you to be able to speak to the winners, to the competitors, to the presenters, and to some of the participants, right? So part of this
Oh,
idea of
nice.
being in person, it's obviously really rich when you're there. Also, it doesn't mean that it's a zero-sum game. If you're not there, you don't get anything. In fact, I think just the opposite is possible, because you, one, you don't have to impact the environment to the same degree by being virtual. Two, we will
Yeah.
give you some content, and especially what you said, the last two things, is connect to each other, learn from each other.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully I'll be applying again for Future Court this year. So hopefully I can make it again because I just want to be there just for the experience. So hopefully we can meet each other. But either ways, I think I'll be able to interact online as well, just because of the wonderful work that you're gonna do. So looking forward to that.
Me too, Adi. I look forward to shaking your hand and having a coffee or a tea or something with you in person in Prague.
Definitely.
Before we close, is there any last thing that you want to wish to either the participants that are visiting in person or online that we missed talking about?
Yeah, I think this is a pretty common saying, but I would just say that everything happens for a reason, and just let it all work out. It might seem that sometimes like you're getting really pushed back or things are not working out, but in my experience, even though I'm just 16, I've seen that a lot of times when I feel like a lot of things are like just going down, and they do go down for that specific amount of time, maybe a couple of weeks, a couple of months, but towards the end, everything is temporary, and that's the good thing, and that's the bad thing as well. Everything is temporary. You're gonna move on eventually, and you're gonna find new things to love. You're gonna find new things to work on. You're gonna find new things to be passionate about. So just keep an open mind to do stuff. And remember, this is a famous quote from a movie, Shawshank Redemption. Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. Yeah,
Adi, I really love your quote. Also, that limitations, right? Learnings are at times are painful, and they too shall pass. Your success, that too shall be built upon and will fade. And so,
yeah,
whether it's a glory or a pain and a suffering, these are learning. So, to all of the students and/or teachers out there that are listening to Adi and myself, let it be known that, yeah, just reach out. If you've got a question or a hurdle, let us know, because we've probably experienced something or something similar, or we know somebody that has that. As Adi says, Futureport Youth is an incredible opportunity on multiple. There's the content, there's the location, there's the connections. Come join us, and we look forward to having fun with you this year in Prague. Thanks, Adi. Deeply
perfect.
appreciate anything that I can do. Pause recording, stop recording. Stop recording. Anything that I can do